under British rule, you know. So Prabhupada, the father, they're actually from Vaishnava family. Vaishnava means person who is addicted to serving Krishna, a person who has fallen in love with God and who is addicted to serving God. Actually, that is our tradition. That's why we say Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindaki. So for this tradition, God is a person. Is Krishna, source of Vishnu Tattva, Krishna or Vishnu. So, what is that? Srila Prabhupada appeared and they made the parents, they made an astrologer, they made the astrologer write a chart for him. And they were very happy when they heard what astrologer said. This boy, at the age of 70, he will go to the western shores. He'll cross the ocean. Whereas in India, nobody would cross the ocean. They consider it sinful actually. So this boy would cross the ocean and he would go outside across the ocean and he'll go to the western shores. And he'll become a big, great exponent of religion. And he'll establish 108 temples all over the world. The astrologer predicted it. He wrote it down. And his father was a businessman, merchant. So his father, from childhood, actually, if you do exactly follow the same thing with your children will become devotees. His father, what he did, before he was born, any Vaishnava sadhus come, he would invite them and give them food, give them little donation. And when Prabhupada was born, he would say only one thing: please bless my son that he would become a devotee of Radharani. Nothing else. And when people come to our home, please bless us that we get green card, bless us that we get this, we get a job, my daughter will get a husband. No, they have only one statement: please bless that my son would become a pure devotee of Radharani. That's it. Again and again, and a father and mother, he said, what is the question you have? You read BhagavadGita last week, yesterday. What was the question?
Text number 1.40.
For BhagavadGita. What is the question?
That text talks about becomes polluted and unwanted protein all these things. So Mataji wanted to.
Which Mataji?
All
the Matajis? You were there yesterday call? That was your question? Nice question actually. Thank you. So Arjun tells why I'm connecting that to Prabhupada is this is the reason. We take birth in the world because we have a flag of envy. Our heart is impure. We have got this body is a sign of birth, is a sign that heart impurity is there in the heart. Straight. Can somebody name some impurities?
Ego.
Lust, anger, envy. Lust, anger, envy, greed, pride, falsehood, illusion. Our heart is filled with 6 viruses: Kama, lust, krodha, anger, lobha, greed, moha, illusion, mada, pride, matsara, envy. These 6 qualities are there in your heart. If you think you're a pure devotee, no, you're not. At least I don't think I'm a pure devotee. My heart is filled with impurities. Otherwise, there is no progress because Sattvagun is not pure in this world. Satgun is always mixed with Raja and Tamo. So, when Vedic culture is very good, Vedic culture doesn't condemn anybody. Our culture is Varnashram Dharma. Okay, we understand you have envy, you have greed, lust, anger, and your pride. What you do? First, receive training for 25 years. Both girls and boys. 25 years receive training. Full sense control. Today, all these nonsense movies and They show all the abominable things where boys have no sense control. All the wrong things only they do. Artificial, illicit sexual activities they do. What happens? The chitta mind is contaminated. They lose they become weak. Then the marriage happens. When marriage means what? Wife and husband together come to America, make money to pay mortgage to this $1 million home. So if there is no training, husband will see the wife as a object of sense enjoyment, or he'll become henpecked. Both are wrong. Marriage is not a license for sexual activity. It is there, it is allowed. What is the goal of Varnashram Dharma? First 25 years, boys and girls get trained. Goal of life is to go back to Godhead. Get rid of these 6 viruses. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. What is the goal of life? What India says goal of life, go to America and enjoy. Your parents are also telling that India changed a lot after independence. Only one person says Prabhupada came to America and declared that war. What is parents telling nowadays? Does anyone say, oh, you have 100 years, 25 years brahmacharya, strict brahmacharya. Then get married. Because I cannot live without the feminine touch. So I need support. Great. Get married. And give birth to Krishna conscious, God conscious children. That's where the answer is. Girls are trained, boys are trained. What is the goal of life? Get rid of lust, get rid of envy, get rid of ego. What is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga means movies are telling you paid $50, the movie ticket cost, and enjoy for 3 hours and contaminate your mind. And by the time you come to Hare Krishna, already mind is polluted. So much polluted. And then, irrespective of what birth you have it, both might have watched so many movies. That is not Vedic culture. When you don't know the goal of life, then what happens? First thing, sense enjoyment. University is telling make money, you'll be happy. Parents are telling make money, you'll be happy. Then you come to Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, parents are telling take this money and go to movie, don't go to Hare Krishna and listen Bhagavad Gita. I know so many parents who did that. But first chapter Bhagavad Gita, what is Krishna telling? Arjuna is telling. That's why we should understand the goal of life. Goal of life is to get rid of envy, get rid of greed. Not like, I follow this tradition, I followed that organization. Is your envy going? No, I follow this, that organization, I follow this church, this synagogue. Are they telling you to get rid of your envy? Or is your envy going down? Or is your lust going down? Are they addressing it? They are not addressing. That's why Bhagavatam, it rejects all the cheating religions, including Hinduism. Hinduism also cheating. Go to temple, pay money. And you go to temple, you will get the green card. 9-10% people who get the green card, they don't come to temple. Did I tell one time you'll get the green card? No. But if you come here, your heart will be purified. I tell that. So Bhagavatam is only one book that rejects all the cheating religions because it speaks of love of God. Second verse, Dharma projit kaitapatra niramo paramatsananam satam. Anything that increases your envy, Bhagavatam rejects that. Anything that increases your greed, lust, anger, no, reject it. So get married. So my goal of life, get rid of this envy, anger, envy, greed. Then the love will come out. You'll go back to Godhead and you'll stay there in your space after attaining self-relation. That is the goal of life. Nothing else. Oh, where is Vijay, bro? He has not come here to serve prasad. Anyway, how many of you are understanding what I'm speaking? So then 50 years, wife and husband come together. What is the goal? I want to go back to Godhead. I want to get rid of my envy. I want to attain self-relation, go back to spiritual world. Wife is like that, husband is like that. Fantastic. Krishna never says don't get married. And Krishna says actually in Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Viruddha Bhuteshu Kamosmi Vartarshava. That the sexual life not against religious principles is me. In other words, wife and husband come together with the desire to give birth to children. God, Krishna conscious children. Krishna says that's valid. But husband doesn't stay all the time at home. Because attachment is there. And 50 to 75, vanaprastha. Now he has 3 children. He'll entrust the mother in the care of children, he'll go out. By this time, children is already 30. But the attachment is there. 6 to 9 months, he'll go to a place of pilgrimage and he'll come back and see because the attachment is there. To disconnect 25 years of attachment, you need another 25 years. And 75 to 100, he'll not come home. He'll take sannyas. He'll travel all over the world one day, like a fruit that is fully ripened, it will fall down. He'll die because no attachment, he'll go back to Godhead. What is Kali Yuga? You'll stay at home till the last day. Because any grihastha heart, you put your hand in any married person's pocket of the heart. You put your hand in any married person's heart, pocket of the heart. 3 pictures will come. Spouse, children, and assets. Nothing else. How many agree? Anything else comes? No. If you want to become famous, probably that is another one. You will not get anything other than these 3 pictures. So what will happen? You will take birth in the family again, maybe children's children. Nothing else. This cycle, and that's why it's called number 8. What is it called? Again birth. Okay, you live up to 2050. 27 years later, you leave this world. Where will you go? You have only 3 pictures. You'll remember only 3 pictures at the time of death. And again continue. How many of you agree? Now the question. Arjuna is telling, Krishna, you came to establish Dharma. Now the war is happening. There are 665 crore soldiers on the ground, this side and that side put together. 650 million people. It's a world war. And most of the people will die. But at home, ladies are there. Who are there? Ladies. And usually ladies are emotionally weak. All the qualified kshatriyas are on the battlefield. Majority will die. And then what happens when majority of the kshatriyas die? The wives become widows. Then what happens? You have become widowed, but lust is there in the body. Then the word Arjuna uses there, scrupulous, people with no moral values, unscrupulous people, he will make friendship with them. How many of you agree lust is a powerful force? Very formidable force. Then what happens? Unless you are very strong, you cannot say no to it. Then what happens? These unscrupulous people and these widows, they come together. Varna Sankara, that is the word Arjuna uses. Varna Sankara means unwanted population will come. Those days there were no contraceptives. Unwanted population will come. Children born of unwanted, illicit sexual activity, they don't have proper mental consciousness. And when unwanted children will come, first of all, they are not interested in spiritual life. Second, they don't have proper consciousness. Most of the time, they are depressed only. America is known for that. Because children are born unwanted population, So there Prabhupada mentions Garbhadana Samskara. What is Garbhadana Samskara? In my childhood, I used to see that. First of all, marriage will happen 10 days. Means wife and husband, there is so much of spirituality. This yajna, that yajna. After marriage, Garbhadana Samskara means wife and husband, they are coming together. Again, another fire sacrifice. Means this is an activity, but it has a value. I have a question for all of you. In the ether, there are trillions of souls. Which soul will come to your home? Do you know? Nobody knows. So father and mother consciousness should be very good. That's why they're performing the fire sacrifice. In ISKCON tradition, we tell them, chant 50 rounds together for 1 month. Or minimum 16 every day. Then you come back. And they'll invite all the monks, they'll feed prasad. With that consciousness, husband is sattva, wife is sattva. Who will come? Good sattva, sattva square, good soul will come. How many of you want me to prove this? You just go to, I used to see in West Virginia, our Vaibhav brings the son. He said Jagannath. He's only 1 year old. Jai Jagannath. The boy goes and sees Jagannath Swami. Because mother is a Jagannath devotee. I told many times, first when children are born, what are the first words? Amma, mother. Children born in Hare Krishna tradition, I have seen live. They are from South America. First words, one girl, Jagannath. One girl, Prabhupada. First words means they are continuing from past life. Understanding? Now what Arjuna is speaking first chapter. So many more 9-10% of the people in this world don't know this. Marriage means what? License for, Then what happens Friday night, one whiskey bottle, they come together. Whiskey bottle means what? This one also? Tamogun square. So who will be born? Mahatamogun means mental problem. Or Rajo, Maharajo. They will never come to temple. And always angry. Or some Sattva, some Rajo together. Life means what? Make money and enjoy. Some good karma is there. That's why Arjuna is telling, I don't want to fight this war. Not that Arjuna just like that rejected the war. No. Arjuna, if you read first chapter, Arjuna gives 5 reasons why he doesn't want to fight. My lord, I don't want to be the reason for this. All the unwanted population will come. Unwanted population, then they reject spirituality in entire Vedic culture. I don't know whether you know it or not. Your grandfather, father passed away. The son has to come and perform Shraddha every year. This guy is not interested. He will not perform Shraddha. Means this person is there waiting for the body. If you don't perform that, this body will not be, you will not get this, even the material body, that also will not come. And Arjuna says, the ancestors will dwell in hell. Nobody is offering pinda. So all the souls, they'll stay there only in ether, where nobody is giving. First of all, getting this body is a problem. Once body is lost, it's to get it again is a problem. In between, it is a problem. Krishna says, utilize human life, get rid of your impurities, go back to Godhead. For your kind information, if you're a devotee, you don't need to look for Shraddha because you don't need a material body, you'll go back to Godhead anyway. How many of you understood? So I say always, please chant. You all think as I am going to get something. I don't get anything. Yes or no? You will get. Krishna says in 8th chapter BhagavadGita, my devotees, they don't need to worry about anything. If you throughout your life you work for Krishna, end of your life, if you can't remember Krishna, Krishna will remember you. And he'll take you back to God. How many of you understand? How many of you understood what Varna Sankara is? Understood now? That's why of the 4 we follow strictly 4 regulated principles. What are those? Louder. Nobody's telling. Louder.
No gambling, no meat eating, no illicit sex.
If you follow sincerely, it means you are protecting dharma. Not that you may be, a big spiritual person, but you are not following this. People may think anything from the dharma point of view. You're galat kar rahe ho. You're doing something for sure. That's why Prabhupada said, I don't want 10 stars, I want one moon. That's how this, this will go forward. So today, what is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga means this whole thing is authorized wholesale lot. Universities are telling do this. 1982, first time Cambridge, students made a request. Why women rooms separate, men rooms separate? You should give us permission to live together. Cambridge, first time they changed the rule and allowed men and women to stay together. Means Cambridge gave license to for illicit sex 1982. Because all the universities, Harvard, MIT, they're all Christian churches. 100 years ago, 2 years ago, America was very religious actually. But then what happened? Somebody felt, hey, who wants it? Who will come to churches? Let us convert into educational institutions and make money. So that's why nobody's coming anyway. You convert it. Engineering means this much money, this means this much money, pay money. And make money, you'll be happy. What is university telling? You make money, you'll be happy. Hare Krishna. Jim Carrey. How many of you know Jim Carrey? Who is that? Comedian. I pray everyone get what they want. Unlimited money, a bungalow, a palatial mansion, and a bank account, even a family. Then they realize this is not the solution for happiness. Happiness is not a product, it's a state of consciousness. His wife died and Jim Carrey became very depressed. Actually. But what is university telling? You make money, you'll be happy. Professor is miserable. Yes or no? So that is one of the reasons Arjuna says why he does not fight. Why? Let us connect back. Srila Prabhupada father, very devoted devotee of Radha and Krishna. He would come home. Srila Prabhupada made many parts of the world Krishna conscious, but Srila Prabhupada's father made Prabhupada Krishna conscious. In the morning, Prabhupada would be sleeping as a 1, 2-year-old boy. Ting, 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 bell. He would open his eyes. His father is doing Aarti to Radha and Krishna. Wow. So what happens? That imprint on children. It takes a village to grow the child, but parents contribute 50%. What is that? It takes a village to grow the child, but parents contribute 50%. For sure. You have a big responsibility. So what is the big responsibility? Even before bringing them to this world, you come together with proper consciousness. An Ayurvedic doctor wrote a book. I gave it to 3 mothers who are becoming, that time they became pregnant and they are delivering. You read this book. If you read, what is that? If you lead a clean life, read Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will be able to burn majority of the karma of the child in the womb. Because you are giving birth to child, but you don't know the karma of the child. Whatever is the karma, if you do these things, you are able to cut down 90% of his karma. Amazing. But once the child comes out, you can't do anything. Still, Vedic samskaras, there is a book actually, samskaras book. In India, everything is samskara. Garbhadan is a samskara. Then when mother becomes pregnant, is a samskara. Then Soshanti is a samskara. And naming, do you know this? When the child is born, in my childhood, they would see the star. If the star is not a good star, father would not see the child for 11 days. And the 11th day, they would bring an oil and they will show the baby's face in the oil, the image. Father would see that. And in my childhood, we would see Tidhi to go out. But nowadays, nothing is there. But anyway, same opposite for anything. We cannot re-establish all these things. It's difficult in the Western world. Proper chant Hare Krishna. That's it. So the naming is a samskara. What type of name should be given based on the star? After that 11th, Vidyarambha is a samskara, education. Then 11th year, Upanayanam, thread ceremony is a samskara. thread ceremony will cut off so many impurities of the child. And then for the child also, marriage is a samskara. How many of you are understanding? But today nothing. Then you're telling you do on your own. Somebody is happy, oh great. Somebody is unhappy, sorry, what can we do? Not like that. So Prabhupada's father and mother, they are very, very traditional people, devotees. And one day Prabhupada's mother said, this India, late 18th century, my son will go to London and study, he'll become a lawyer. Prabhupada's father said, definitely not. I don't want my son to go to the Western world and pick up alcoholism, meat eating, and pick up a woman and Western woman and ruin his culture. I want my son to be known as a great devotee of Radha and Krishna. That's it. They both argued those days, Prabhupada mentions, but in India, it's a male-dominant society. Father said, no, I want my son to be famous as a devotee of Krishna, not as devotee as a lawyer, So anyway, because of the blessings, whenever sadhu comes, please bless my son that he'll become a devotee of Radha, goddess of devotion. Then one day Prabhupada became 5-year-old and he wanted to do Rath Yatra. Prabhupada he went to his father and said, Father, I want a chariot. And Prabhupada's father got a chariot. And Prabhupada conducted Rath Yatra for 7-8 days continuously, inviting all the people from all over that subdivision. And they all came and they took part in subdivision. So Prabhupada gave him, Gaur Mohan Dev gave Prabhupada the deities of Radha and Krishna to worship. At the age of 5, Prabhupada had Radha Krishna deities. Anyway, he did Rath Yatra for 8 days, first Rath Yatra. Who would have imagined one day this person will be the cause of hundreds and thousands of Rath Yatras that would take place on the planet? Nobody knew. So his mother, would take good care of him. He started going to school. But Prabhupada actually was a Gandhian. This was then he joined a Scottish Church College in Calcutta. And that time, the freedom movement was very high in India. Prabhupada was 1 year junior to Subhash Chandra Bose in the same college. So then Prabhupada was impressed with Gandhi because Gandhi would always speak Bhagavad Gita. What pushes me forward in freedom struggle is Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada was impressed with Gandhi actually. So, but his father saw that this boy is getting attracted to nationalism and so Indian parents, no, what will happen if he goes for freedom movement? So what he did, he found a girl and got him married. So her name is Radharani Datta. They're from a very traditional Vaishnava family. And one day, Prabhupada's friend, he said, there is a sadhu here. We'll go and meet. Prabhupada said, actually Prabhupada's name was Abhay Charan. Parents gave the name Abhay Charan. So he said, look, my father used to take care of so many sadhus. They're all bogus. Some would take ganja and all. I don't want to come. No, please. This sadhu is different. Prabhupada said, no, I will not come. Then, right in front, right before that Gaudi Mutt, they argued. Prabhupada said, I will not come, they're all bogus. No, this sadhu is different, please come. Finally, to please his friend, he agreed, I'll come. And they went upstairs, Bagh Bazaar Gaya to Gaudi Mutt, his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who chanted 1 billion names every day, 192 rounds for how many years? He did that for 10 years. Bhaktisiddhanta, there is a Lord Chaitanya said, my name will go in every town and village. 500 years later, Lord Chaitanya said, my commander will go and he'll spread this message all over the world. The message of Bhagavad Gita will go all over the world. My name also will go all over the world, Lord Chaitanya said. So people all over the world, they will know Bhagavad Gita. They'll read Bhagavatam. They will chant. The Sankirtan movement will be inaugurated all over the world, Lord Chaitanya predicted. 450 years were over. People start concluding this message will all over the world means India only. But in olden days, India was all over the world. Now India is only this much country. All over the world means India only. But what he did, the spiritual organization to establish, it cannot be established on the strength of money and manpower. It can be established on the strength of purity. What he did, actually, his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, was the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He chanted every day 192 rounds for how many years? 10 years he chanted. Great, right? And when he chanted 192 rounds, we should chant sincerely or 16 rounds, right? He chanted for the people whom he doesn't know. He chanted for all of us. So in 10 years he chanted, it's 1 billion names. Then he came and he tried to establish. 1914 his father passed away. 1915 his Guru Maharaj passed away. His Guru Maharaj picture is on the altar. Gaur, what is his name? Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Whenever he would become hungry, he would go to the bank of Ganga, he would take a mud and he would eat. That's it. He would pick up mud and eat. But continuously he had the vision of Krishna. That much exalted is Guru Maharaj. What is his name? Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Namo Gaur Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murthe Vipralam Rasam Modir Padam Vajayate Namah. He would feel intense separation from Krishna, and it's called Ashtakali Lila. He would see that Krishna's Ashtakali Lila happening in his heart. That much exalted Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And in 2 years, they both passed away, 1914 and 1915. Then he felt very sad. I'm alone in this world. I want to spread this pure message of bhakti of Lord Chaitanya. Then one day he had a vision. Lord Chaitanya appeared with Panchatattva, that picture. Said, don't worry about money. We will send money from Vaikuntha, from Krishna Loka. You preach, money will come. We will send you money, don't worry. So he started with nothing and he established 64 temples in India and initiated 60,000 devotees. How many? 64. He did not live long actually. 60, 61 years he passed. But in this many years, how many temples he started? 64. How many people initiated? Taking karma of 60,000 people is a joke or what? And out of 60,000 disciples, Srila Prabhupada was one disciple. But because he knew that message has to go all over the world. So what he did, 1930 to 1933, he gave whatever little money he had. He gave it to sannyas disciples and he sent them to London to preach because the prediction is there. The message will go all over the world. So let me try. Temples, they don't have so much money those days. But it's still with great difficulty, he sent 2 sannyasis. Bhakti Hruday Bhavan Maharaj, Bhakti Sarang Maharaj. They were Prabhupada God brothers. They went to London, they met Queen, they met Hitler and preached to Hitler also. Hitler knew our philosophy. But they didn't get much success. They brought one person back to India, one Westerner. So then he said, I'm very happy for what they have done. But one day, one of my disciples will go to the Western world and he'll preach Krishna consciousness all over the world, he said. He said that. And he looked in one direction. When he said that one of my disciples will go to the Western shores and he'll spread Krishna consciousness. And when he looked in the direction, he was sitting there, Abhay Babu, Srila Prabhupada. And before Abhay Babu, one more person was sitting. His name is Dola Govinda Shastri. Dola Govinda Shastri was a brahmachari. And he was a brahmachari and very scholar in Sanskrit, Hindi, Bengali. When Saraswati Thakur looked at him like this, he felt My Guru Maharaj is empowering me to go to America. I said to go empower me to go to West. And Dhola Govinda Shastri. Anyways, later what happened, Srila Prabhupada, I have to finish this. Let us go back. So he came to, so there were these two friends were fighting. Let us go and see him. Prabhupada said, I don't want to come. But finally his friend convinced him, come and see him. So he went upstairs to see him. And already Saraswati Thakur was speaking. And these two guys, they were sitting like this. Saraswati Thakur said, you young Indian English speaking boys, why don't you spread the message of Lord Chaitanya all over the world? He said that. Prabhupada became upset. We came to your temple first time. We are not even, we are settling down. And you are giving us an instruction. Prabhupada was upset. And Prabhupada said, who will listen to the message of India, message of BhagavadGita, message of Lord Chaitanya? First of all, India should become free from British. Then we can do whatever we want. Prabhupada said that. You are telling we should spread the message of Lord Chaitanya all over the world. What is the Lord Chaitanya's message? Sankirtan. What is the Lord Chaitanya's message? BhagavadGita, Bhagavad. So he said, right now India should get independence from the hands of British. Then we can talk about this. Saraswati Thakur replied in a same tone. Politics means donkeys will go and horses will come. World is never changed by politics. Krishna consciousness is an emergency. People are dying without Krishna. Every day so many people are dying. And Krishna, spreading Krishna consciousness has nothing to do with the political situation of the world. He said that. With this heavy tone. How many of you agree? Sometimes we think like that. This government comes, no. Governments cannot do anything. Change has to come from within you, within me, within everyone. Agree or not? So he said that. Krishna consciousness is an emergency. People are dying people are stuck in the cycle of birth and death without Krishna. So no political situation in this world can do anything for us. Wow. Said this person. Prabhupada, Prabhupada felt, wow. This bhakti tradition is in the right hands of a gentleman. So if they went left, they left. And his friend asked, what do you speak about him? Great. This person is great. Amazing person. And Prabhupada says that there and then I accepted my defeat and I accepted him as my guru. And he thought, why did I get married? I should have joined full time. But he was already married. But then his father found a job for him in Bose Laboratories as the manager. And Prabhupada became very busy. Prabhupada had 6 children. And the last child, I was telling Mataji, he was autistic, Prayagraj. Crazy. And Prabhupada also as a businessman, he had to travel all over the world. I said all over India, not world, sorry. But 1933, yes. 11, he met to Saraswati Thakur in 1922. And 33 he met. He came to Allahabad to establish a temple in Allahabad. And before he came, some devotees came and they were looking for, they came to Allahabad first time and Prabhupada started a factory, Prayag Pharmacy, in which he had 2 famous customers, who? Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru were his customers. Prabhupada was very successful in business. So when they came, somebody told, who can help us? There is one pious man in this Allahabad. He's also very rich. His name is Abhay Babu. Oh, really? And again they went to him. Can you help us? Prabhupada helped them start a temple in Allahabad. So to temple inauguration, again his Guru Maharaj came after 11 years. And Prabhupada said, please initiate me. But something else happened before that. What is that? So he accepted me as Guru. One day, he went to Vrindavan. So he was taking people to Vrindavan Yatra. So Prabhupada was a busy man. Finally, he found few days. So he went all the way to Vrindavan. That day it was like last, I think maybe 1 or 2 days, last day of the yatra, whatever. So they made an announcement that day.
Don't bring anything and just send straight away.
So that day they made an announcement. Today we are all going to see Seshasai Vishnu temple. If you want to go, you can go. You all go and get into the. You can go there. Or today, Guru Maharaj Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is speaking. Prabhupada thought, what will I go and see? You will see deity standing here. You cannot see anything. Okay, Krishna, what will you see after 2 minutes? You don't have the eyes to see Krishna standing there, right? I have come here all the way from Allahabad to listen. Let me listen. So practically everyone left. The top sannyasis, they came and sat. They were also coming and going. But one person was listening with rapt attention. The message of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Srila Prabhupada. If you really want to make progress in bhakti, what is the first quality? Listen, listen, listen. Every 3 weeks you don't come to the class, what will you get? You cannot make chanting to be supported. Listening supports the chanting. You have to listen. Listening gives you the impetus. I should become pure. Otherwise, what happens? Chanting also becomes weak. If you don't come to this program 3 weeks, 12 rounds will become 6, 6 will become 2, 0 also. How many of you agree? Association. And what type of association? Saraswati Thakur is a pure devotee of Radharani. Manjari from the spiritual world directly. So he was rapt attention listening. He didn't move. He listened morning to evening, continuously, night also. And Saraswati Thakur noted that. What is the first step of bhakti? Anybody? Out of 9 ways of bhakti, what is the first one? Louder. Shravanam, listen, listen, listen. As soon as the class starts, you are falling asleep means what? Krishna is telling you should not listen. Maya is telling don't listen. Anybody wants to make progress, they're addicted to listening. Should be addicted to listening. Who is telling? Krishna is telling. If you want to love somebody, you should hear about him. You know? Your CEO. Hey, our CEO. He has 10 more companies. Oh, really? President contacts him. Oh, really? Yeah, he has a big company in New York. Oh, really? Empire State he owns. Oh, really? So more and more you hear about that person, you will develop attraction towards that person. Yes or no? Same thing Krishna also. That's why Krishna is telling, hear about me. Yata jnasasi tasrunu. So what do you have to pay attention to? Listening. I hope people online are listening. Otherwise work from only. Work from home. Listen from home. I really don't know whether they're listening or not. So
we are listening, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Amazing. Sorry. So, a person who is addicted to listening, they'll make progress. When you listen, then you open BhagavadGita and read it. Otherwise, what do you like in the class? Kirtan is okay. What is that? Of course, you'll still make progress because they are powerful. If you want to make progress, yata srunu, listen, listen, listen. Then read. Then come chanting. The fourth one, association. These 4 things needed. Sangha. Otherwise, you become weak. You can check for yourself for sure. If you don't come here for a month, you'll become 0. Forget an enemy. If anybody, me also. If I don't repeat this message again and again, I'm speaking to you, I'm also speaking to myself. Very important. Srinivas, agree or not? So then, after some time, Saraswati Thakur went to Allahabad, and Atulananda Brahmachari recommended. Abhay Babu is the one who helped build this temple. He's asking for initiation. Saraswati Thakur doesn't give initiation just like that, because you have to take karma. Do you know ISKCON initiation, how it is, how bona fide it is? Guru will take karma from you. I know so many gurus who become sick for 2-3 weeks. Literally. I know so many gurus actually. They become sick. Literally, they become sick actually. Because Kali got disabled, right? They must have gone through that breaking of regulative principles, this breaking of regulative principle. Actually, one day before my initiation, I went to my Guru and said, I heard you take my karma and I have done nonsense number one. I have gone through, I don't want to go through my so much of suffering taking my karma. He said, look, that is my duty. But he said, never do it. I said, I'll never do it. From that day till this day, I never broke consciously one regulative principle. Why? I don't want my guru to suffer. But he said that, and that's my duty, I'll take your karma. And later, after some time, he said, don't put any program on that day. I become very weak. Don't put any program on the initiation day. And later I started arranging programs for him. So no, that day don't keep anything. I become very weak. And one time he said, 2 weeks I suffer. Any initiation happens, 2 weeks I continuously suffer. When I saw the sincerity, same thing with Srila Prabhupada. One day somebody asked, I'm going fast forward. Somebody said, you're a pure devotee from spiritual world. Why are you suffering? Prabhupada said, these American devotees, they are breaking regulative principles. Prabhupada said that. That's why I'm suffering. So, it is not easy. It's simple. It is simple though. So then Saraswati Thakur said, yes, Abhay Baba will initiate. He is very attentive at listening. He said that. I have noted down. He is very attentively he listens. I'll initiate him. Same day, 1933, Prabhupada received initiation, first and second. He would not do that. He got first initiation and Brahmin initiation also same day. Then one day Prabhupada wrote a letter to him. Guru Maharaj, you're always surrounded with sannyasis. I'm a married man. I'm busy also, I travel. I want to serve you, but I cannot serve you. Every time you're surrounded with sannyasis and brahmacharis, how can I serve you? The reply came, you are very good at Hindi, English, Bengali, and Sanskrit. He was good. Prabhupada was a scholar of these 4 things. Scholar of Sanskrit. And Bengali is Bengali, Hindi, and English. It's like straight from Scottish Church College. So you preach in English language. That will do good to you and the world, he predicted. And he also said this. Whenever you have time, whenever you have money, print books. Whenever you have money and time, preach in English. So he wrote that and he got a letter back. You preach in English language, this will do good to you and the rest of the world. 2 weeks later, he passed away. This is the first instruction he got when he met him. This is the last instruction he got. And 2 weeks later, he was not. Do you all know this? I think he left, I don't remember which year it was, but
1936.
36, December 30th, 31st, he left. 5 a.m. in the morning. How many years now? 13 means 87 years later. Go to Gaudiya Math. All the clocks in the temple stopped at 5 o'clock. All the clocks in the temple, they all stopped. And they left the watches like that. If you go to the Bagh Bazaar, that matter Gaudiya Math, you'll see all the clocks showing 5 o'clock. So they didn't repair it. All the clocks in the temple stopped at 5 o'clock and he left. And that's it. And Prabhupada took it like this. Because he always wanted to fund his Guru Maharaj programs by giving money. Then what happened? One day he had a dream. Abhay Babu takes sannyas. His Guru Maharaj came. How can I take sannyas? My children, they're still, Prabhupada thought it's difficult. Then his business started failing from that onwards. So he had a different, his goal was to fund his Guru Maharaj programs, but his Guru had a different idea for him. So from that day onwards, his business started failing. And as the business started failing, Prabhupada's interest in preaching grew like anything. Finally, one day his son called him, Father, Prabhupada was in Jhansi preaching. He said, Father, somebody broke into the hospital and stole everything. You should come immediately to Allahabad. Prabhupada immediately told on the phone, Yashaham anugrahanami arishe taddanam sanetatodanam tajintasya sujanam kudikidam. Krishna says, on whom my mercy falls, I just give them everything what they want. But 1 in billion, Krishna's special mercy falls on them. Then what happens? I take everything from them. And everything taken, people. I have a question for all of you. You have your relatives and friends. What do they usually respect? Not for what you are, but for what you have. Agree or not? But once you lose what you have, will they respect you? And they are not really your friends, actually. Friend means a person who respects you for what you are, not what you have. More relatives, well, unless they are very good relatives, genuine relatives. Actually, friends. So Prabhupada said this. On whom Krishna says in Bhagavatam, on whom my special mercy falls, I take everything from them. But usually general mercy, Krishna gives everything. But 1 in billion, special mercy. I don't need to come. So then what he did, you all should see Abhay Charan serial actually. His wife was a very chaste wife, but they didn't like his preaching. He's like a businessman, so much money, they are very rich people. Why he is preaching? Anybody comes, Prabhupada would preach to them. What is this? So, and what is that? Prabhupada from a very traditional Vaishnava family. But Mataji, Indians, South Indians means coffee, North Indians means tea. One day Prabhupada said, she would drink tea actually. Prabhupada one day asked, by this time they must be married for so long time. Krishna's arrangement. Said, you want me or tea? Prabhupada said, she said, tea. Wife and husband, if you're married for 20, 30 years, they'll joke. She took it as a joke and Prabhupada's heart was broken. You all should know Prabhupada was 1 year old. Prabhupada got typhoid. And English, Britishers already doctors, British doctors. Doctor told him, his father, no, you should give this boy chicken soup. His father said, look, we are Vaishnavas, we don't take any, this boy will die. No, we don't even take any egg or anything, And then the doctor said, I'll send it from my home, otherwise this boy will die. And the doctor made the chicken soup and sent it. The moment they brought to Prabhupada like this, Prabhupada turned like this. And they brought like this, Prabhupada started vomiting whatever milk he drank. Then his father said, look, even if my son dies, I have no problem, but take the chicken soup out. So Prabhupada never touched that in his life. Strictly followed 4 regular principles. So, what is that? Not even coffee and tea. But his wife said like this, my heart is broken. And one day, what she did, a big mistake. And Prabhupada got Bhagavatam. And because of Prabhupada, the whole world, everywhere Bhagavatam is available. But during Prabhupada time, not so much. So he came and said, where is my Bhagavatam? So in India, what is that? If you sell newspapers, then you'll get something. What you will get? Some money, right? In India, newspapers you sell. So what she did, she traded Bhagavatam for tea biscuits. In India, they give biscuits, right? You can dip and eat. So Prabhupada came and said, where is my Bhagavatam? She said, I have traded Bhagavatam for tea biscuits. Prabhupada heartbroken. Where Krishna is not there, that's not a family. He said, I'm leaving. She thought, Prabhupada regularly would travel all over Jhansi, Delhi, Mumbai. Actually, Prabhupada helped people. His God was established Mumbai Gaudiya Math. So they thought he's going like that, but they never thought he's going for good. He left. He said, no, I'll not come. But by this time, he was 54. His children grew up already. Eldest, Vrindavan, Chandra. So they were all grew up 30 plus years. And then what Prabhupada did, that's it. Then Prabhupada struggle. This rich man for whom Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru were the customers, did not have 25 pies. What didn't have? 25 pies. He stayed in Vamsi Gopal temple. He went to Vrindavan. For us, Vrindavan is ultimate, right? So he went to Vamsi Gopal temple. And he started staying with Godbrother. I wanted 2 dhotis. Actually, Prabhupada days were very tough. Prabhupada mentions it. Vrindavan Bhajana. His father, he was a pet son for his father. Pet son for his, actually, he was 16 when his mother died. And his guru loved him. But where is my father? Where is my mother? Then he writes, what is a family? A list of names. How many of you agree? Just wait 50 years. What is a family? List of names. World rejected him because I don't have any money. I understood the nature of this world. So, but I have to tell you this. Then he came and started preaching in Jhansi. And finally, he made one disciple, Acharya Prabhakar. I have to tell you this story. You ready? And so this Acharya Prabhakar was a professor in Jhansi University. So he saw Prabhupada and accepted him as Guru. And one day he said to Guru Maharaj, please come, we'll celebrate Janmashtami together. Very nice story. So, Janmashtami is what we do. Till midnight we fast. That is Prabhupada tradition, right? They fasted together. But around 10 o'clock, Acharya Prabhakar had to leave. So some call. He told Guru Maharaj, you just midnight, you do arti and you break the fast. I'll come later, 2 o'clock. Prabhupada said, fine. So they both were praying, and at 10 o'clock, this disciple left. And he came back at 2 o'clock. Came back at 2 o'clock in the midnight. And Prabhupada was dancing in the temple. In his temple room. His wife was not there. And he was, I don't know whether Acharya Prabhupada was married or not. For sure, in that home, only 2, he and Prabhupada. He was dancing at 2 o'clock in the morning. And but he saw around his neck, I don't know, how many of you know Kadamba flowers? Anyone saw Kadamba flowers? You've seen? Actually, Kadamba flowers are like, golf ball.
Yeah.
That size. They're round. How many of you played badminton? Indian badminton, not shuttle badminton. If you see that ball, you can pull the strings. Exactly, Kadamba looks like that actually. So, but in the Prabhupada neck, there is a garland of Kadamba flowers, and each Kadamba flower is like a tennis ball size. First of all, Kadamba flowers are available only in Vrindavan or Mayapur. You don't get Kadamba flowers anywhere. Who in the world gave Prabhupada this Kadamba garland in Jhansi? So he went and Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada was dancing mad. And finally said, stop, Prabhupada stopped. So, Guru Maharaj, did you break your fast? Not yet. The Aarti is still going on. I have a question for you. Who gave you that garland? Kadamba flowers in Jhansi. That took tennis ball size. I never saw. Prabhupada didn't speak. 10 o'clock it was not there. 2 o'clock it's there. Who gave you? Finally, Prabhupada said, Krishna came and gave me. Yeah. So Krishna came out of the deity and garlanded Prabhupada with that Kadamba garland. Wow. So then all these things at that time he was still, then eventually moved to Vamsi Gopal temple, no money. And by what Guru Prabhupada took that instruction, life and soul. What is that? If you have money, print books. If you have time, preach in English language. He would stay in Vrindavan, Vamsi Gopal temple. He would write articles. The importance of spiritual life. This is 1942. India was changing. India changed a lot actually. He would go and he would write the articles, he would edit them, and he would he would go to Delhi. He did not have 25 pice to take a rickshaw. He would walk. And he would go to the printer, this Mr. Jain. He would print it, he would give a proof, he would give a sample print, he would proofread, and he would give it back and print it. Let me tell you how Krishna, his success didn't come overnight. Prabhupada would take these magazines. He called it Back to Godhead. This is 1942. Prabhupada would go tea stall to tea stall to tea stall in Delhi. Would sell this magazine for 3 pice. How many pice? 3. And now, we are calling founder Acharya. But he was going tea stall to tea stall and said, sir, please, you read this, it'll change your life. Indians had 5 pice to buy a cup of tea. Those days, tea cost was 5 pice. But Indians did not have 3 pice to understand the spiritual importance and spiritual value. They would say, we don't go chal. Thank you, sir. Next tea stall. And he would go to everyone, sir, like this. Nobody would take. One day, then he would go to homes, Delhi homes. Sir, take this magazine, only 3 pice, sir. One person was so upset, he released his dog on Prabhupada. This dog came barking and charging Prabhupada ran away. And Prabhupada wrote an article, what is the disease of the modern world? People are busy, no interest for spirituality. This is 1942 in India. Then one day, Delhi temperature 47 degrees centigrade. Prabhupada fainted on the Delhi streets. And Delhi streets. One rickshaw wala picked him up and said, hey, look, you look like you're a rich man. Why don't you go to your children? They'll take care of you. Who will read all these magazines? Prabhupada said, don't say like that. Even one person changes. My endeavor is successful. I want only one person to change. And needless to say, as a businessman, he wrote a letter to Babu Rajendra Prasad, the first president of, so later he wrote, of course. India eventually got independence. And he wrote a letter and said, I know end of my life, I'm going back to Godhead. Please fund my program. I don't want to go alone. I want to take everyone with me. As usual, Babu in India, a secular country, Babu Rajendra Prasad did not respond to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada wrote a letter to Gandhi in 1948. Throughout your life, you preached Bhagavad Gita. Now India got independence. And then people are actually scolding you. How many of you know? Gandhi was, people did not like Gandhi in 1948. Do you know that? Hindus also hated Gandhi and Muslims also hated Gandhi. If you want, I can tell the reason. Whatever is the reason. And Prabhupada said, now I request you retire. Politics means one day you'll become famous, another day you won't. I request you to retire. Throughout your life, you said you're exponent of Gita. Now, you take shelter of Gita. You're old now. Otherwise, last line, you will meet untimely, gruesome death. Prabhupada wrote that line. Prabhupada said, Gandhi got this letter, Gandhi read it, but Gandhi didn't act on it. And less than 1 month, what Prabhupada predicted happened. He was shot and died. Prabhupada prediction came true. So the point is, but one day somebody said, hey, you're printing all these magazines. This Manohar Jain would, Swami, did you take breakfast? No, it's all right. And Manohar Jain says, Swami is a beggar. Swamiji didn't have 50 pice to buy breakfast. And you tell his wife, give Swamiji some breakfast. Because Prabhupada led a life, very royal life. So they are rich. But Prabhupada didn't have money to buy breakfast. You cannot ask. And Swamiji, you have to pay so much money. Your so much debt is accumulated. I have respect for you, but you're not paying money. Prabhupada said, wait, money will come. Please keep on printing. My Guru Maharaj gave me this instruction. And Prabhupada tried preaching in India 30 years and failed. Actually, there are many more stories. Then somebody said, hey, you are printing these magazines, everyone trashes. They put these papers in the trash. You print books. Prabhupada felt Krishna is telling him. Great. Then what he did? He took Bhagavatam and he started translating Bhagavatam. First volume he translated. And Prabhupada struggled to print it because he needs somebody to print. Literally struggled. Then second volume he translated. Somebody said, Gorakhpur Gita Press, anyone heard this name? Yeah. Gorakhpur Press, very famous in India. Hanumat Prasad Poddar. Somebody said, he's a very pious man. You approach him, he'll give money. Prabhupada calculated 140 rupees he had. 170 rupees he had. From here to Vrindavan to Delhi, Delhi to Lucknow to Gorakhpur. Train tickets, altogether 140 rupees. What is left? 30 rupees. What if he doesn't give money? I'm honest with you, Prabhupada's success did not come overnight. Then he said, should I go or not? Finally he said, I'll go. He went. Hanumat Prasad Poddar read it. He said, oh, this is gold. Amazing. I'll give you money to print second volume. Actually, this first volume, not second volume. Then one day he went to Kurukshetra and he met Sumati Monarji. Sumati Monarji, she read it. Wow, Swamiji. Actually, Prabhupada as a businessman, I heard he came to Bangalore and somebody said, one astrologer said, Swamiji, your pen doesn't have any ink. Prabhupada said, what does it have then? Fire. Whatever you write, whatever people read, it will change their lives. This is long before he came to America, 30 years. Whatever people read, it will change their lives. Honest time, I also read so many books, but didn't change my life. Prabhupada said, if anybody touches my books, they get the benefit. That's why what we do when we distribute books, we put the book in their hand. Even if they don't buy it, because they hold it for 1 minute, Prabhupada said they'll get the benefit. And she said, Swamiji, you don't struggle. You keep on translating Bhagavatam, I'll keep on printing. Sumati Morarji was the owner of India Shipping Company. Very good friends with Jawaharlal Nehru family, Indira Gandhi and all. She was a very rich lady from Mumbai. So don't worry, you don't need to worry about printing these books. You don't need to collect donations. Any book you write, I'll print it. Prabhupada said, thank you. Finally, he wrote it on third volume he printed. Now Prabhupada is 69. Because he has to write, he has to go for a printer, then he has to sell them, make money. So 53 left home, 17 years. Finally, his Guru Maharaj, Abhay Babu takes sannyas. Now he left the family. And it said, take sannyas. He took sannyas from Bhakti Prajnana Keshu Maharaj's god brother. He took sannyas from him. And it's already 9:34, but should I continue or we'll continue next week? Amazing, right? And another 10 minutes. I'll stop up to America at least, because the 9 volumes I'm trying to come finish in 1 hour actually. One day Janmashtami, Prabhupada was in Mathura. Prabhupada was in Mathura. This Mr. Agarwal came and said, He came and said, Swamiji, I sent my son to study in America. What he did, he ruined our culture. He found an American girl, got married to him. But Prabhupada has only one thing in his mind. That's why I want to go to America and change them. I want to go to America and change them. So if somebody can arrange, Prabhupada did not console him or anything. Your son got married and left all the, because India 100 years ago, meat eating and drinking, and it's never heard of, right? So that's why I want to go to America and change, preach to them and change them. India, the whole world is imitating America. And Prabhupada forgot. So one day, Prabhupada got a letter, he opened it. There was a visa. So what he did, Gopal Agarwal from Butler, Pennsylvania, we went many times there, actually. At least 2-3 times I went. Gopal Agarwal got married to Sally Agarwal. She passed away actually 2 years ago. So Gopal Agarwal felt he cheated his father by marrying an American lady and gave up the trade. They're like Mathura, great devotee. They're all devotees of Krishna, very strict. They're Vaishnavas. So finally, his father asked him a request: send a visa for this Swamiji immediately. He sponsored that his visa. And visa, one day Prabhupada opened the letter and it's visa. Oh, he did not even have passport. So then Prabhupada went to, he applied for passport came. But those days, you need a P form clearance from State Bank. And then they said, no, we'll not give you because you don't have a sponsor. That guy is a private guy. And fine, I got everything in your hotel. He said, no organization is sponsoring you. Prabhupada, not like that. So put me to your manager. Prabhupada means positive attitude. No question of giving up. Any children read his story, they will never become depressed. And nobody in America would commit suicide, actually. That much, wow, everything problem only. And that Mr. Rao, he looked at Prabhupada and said, approved. P form approved. Now what next? You have the visa, but you need money. You need a ticket to come to America. It's a joke. This is India, those days, 1965. Prabhupada again went to Sumati Maharaj. Mr. Choksi, secretary said, so ma'am, this person, the Swami is sitting on the steps of your office for 5 hours yesterday. Really? She was going home and Srisha Prabhupada was with a cane sitting there. Swamiji, what do you want? I want a ticket to America. No, Swamiji, don't go. You stay in Vrindavan and translate. People, you're very old. America is very cold. People are telling you go there to die. Prabhupada said, no, I'll come tomorrow. And Prabhupada had to speak to the secretary. Secretary will tell her because she's very big. CEO. Finally, Prabhupada told the secretary. He bypassed him. He ran. He walked into the office. He said, I want only one ticket. Swamiji, you're old. You cannot survive in that American cold. You will die. Prabhupada said, no, I have one ticket. She said, all right, one ticket. There is a cargo ship going to America, and you go there. And she wrote one ticket with vegetarian meals. And Prabhupada said, all right, 1 month time is there. Now, ticket is there, where you need money, dollars. Every day, Mumbai, morning to evening, Prabhupada would go. तो पहली बार अमेरिका जा रहा हूँ, little money. Nobody gave. Finally, 4 people, 10 rupees each, gave 40 rupees. Finally, Prabhupada went to Calcutta. And he went to Santipur. Santipur is a place Lord Chaitanya would sit with Nityananda Prabhu and discuss with Advaitacharya how to preach and bring conditioned souls. Prabhupada sat there and cried. And one thing I didn't tell you, Prabhupada translated this Bhagavatam sitting in Radha Damodar temple, established by Jiva Goswami. And from his window, he would see the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami. One day he had a vision. Rupa Goswami blessed him. He'll be very successful. He received blessings from Rupa Goswami actually. Today, any place Prabhupada touched, it's big today. People go thousands and millions to see Radha Damodar temple because Prabhupada stayed. And anyway, Prabhupada came to Mayapur and he went to see his Guru Maharaj Samadhi. Guru Maharaj, I'm going, no qualification. I know, I don't have, how can I convince some? Indians are not convinced, how can Americans be convinced? It's difficult. He cried, he prayed to Lord Chaitanya, finally he came to Shantipur. Prayed to Advaita Acharya, give me that strength. And he boarded the cargo ship. And the cargo ship came, entered Varzata. Those days it would take 30 days actually. Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks. 2 heart attacks. And seasickness. Seasickness means, I don't know. Anyone got seasickness? If you sail, then you'll get seasickness. Prabhupada felt if I get 3rd heart attack, he would die. But that night, Prabhupada had a dream. Krishna came in the dream with all the incarnations. And Krishna was rowing the boat. He said, don't worry, everything will be all right. Then finally Prabhupada came to, the ship came to Boston. Then Prabhupada wrote 2 songs. Krishna tava punya habe bhai, e punya kori bo habe, Radha Rani kushi habe. That is one song he wrote. And another song he wrote, Krupa bindu diya koro koro yei gati. That is a song. And in the dimensions, Nachao, 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 Prabhu, Nachao. Same thing. My Lord, you gave me the name Bhakti. Prabhupada got the name Bhaktivedanta. That was a name given by, Gaudimat because he was scholarly. So, my Lord, you gave me the Bhaktivedanta, but I'm like a doll in your hands. Kashtera Putali, So, so I'm like a doll in your hands. If you want me to dance, dance. Make me dance, make me dance. But please give me strength to inject your message into the brains of these Americans. Prabhupada never thought they would be published. So Prabhupada doesn't want to take credit. And Prabhupada came to Boston Harbor. He never looked for any hospital. If you had 2 heart attacks, what you will do? Hey, where is the hospital? No, they did not have money. And if I tell you what happened, Prabhupada struggled. One is language. Second is a sannyasi from Vedic culture. Entering America first time. Even 2002, when people would see me, they think I'm a crazy guy. What to speak of 1965? We'll continue next week. How, with great difficulty, how Prabhupada pushed Krishna consciousness. And how Krishna, let me tell you, when Krishna gives you, he'll give you in such a way, 2 hands are not enough. But when Krishna wants to take you, how much can you hold? So Prabhupada said, Krishna took everything from me and tested me. Then Krishna gave everything to me and tested me. Prabhupada said, by his mercy, I passed both the tests. So one thing you can learn from Prabhupada is a determination. Are piche mudte nahi, Prabhupada never, there is no question of going back. Failure, no problem. As long as you make endeavor, there is no failure. I have a question for all of you. Many times I ask this. You failed in India 30 years. Okay, you're a Java programmer. 30 years you failed as a Java programmer in India. Somebody will come and say, we'll give you $100,000. Will you job is in Java? Will you come? I say, definitely not. India itself I failed. Will you come to America? No. Prabhupada failed in India in 30 years. No, come. If Prabhupada had no problem, yes, I'll go and try in America. Why not? And America, it's not easy either because they're all drug addicts. That's why I'm telling you. Recently, Harvard School of Divinity All the professor came and said, what Bhaktivedanta Swami had to endure to establish this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. His efforts are on par or even higher than that of Prophet Muhammad and Jesus Christ. They are not Indians, they are all Americans, professors from Harvard School of Divinity. Why? 2000 years ago, world was very spiritual. Even Prophet Muhammad time, world was very spiritual, 1500 years ago. But 1970s, world was very bad. Prabhupada established, not in one place, started in New York, 108 centers all over the world, only in 12 years. My request to all of you, so many people came and left. Some of you are coming. If you take it up seriously, you will one day understand this is what I am born for. This is what I came to this world for. If all your doubts, Maya is there in the form of doubts. Maya always tempts you, it taunts you, it confuses you, bewilders you. I am telling this for my sake. We'll continue this next week. What happened after Prabhupada came to America. Right? Hare Krishna. So one thing I tell you, so yes, not that other Indian gurus were also there in America that time, but Prabhupada's success was unprecedented. What is Prabhupada's greatness? Without compromise. To become continuous Hare Krishna devotee, no meat eating including onion garlic. And no extramarital, no illicit sex, no extramarital affairs. No tea, coffee, no alcoholism including tea and coffee. And no gambling. He achieved not through Indians, through Americans he achieved. That is Prabhupada's greatness. Show me one person who achieved like that. What Prabhupada has achieved is Nabhuto Nabhushyati. It has not happened before, it will not happen later. He achieved it. With Americans, what about Americans? They're all from Harvard or MIT. They're all drug addicts. From them he achieved. One reporter asked, what is your miracle? Prabhupada said, my miracle? Can you create apple in the air? Prabhupada said, they're all drug addicts, hippies. Today they're happens. They were all drug addicts once. Today, that hippies became happies. You all, if you like, you'll give $50 donation. You will not change it. You're Indians. They're not Christianity. Will you change it? That transformation Krishna has to arrange in your heart. But Prabhupada, 2 months, Mother Malti or GVC, 2 months she changed. Practicing bhakti past 53, 54 years. She's 78, or she was like, my Guru Maharaj changed. Very strict follower of Prabhupada. Robust lady. Why? We don't know anything, but he came and transformed us. And not that he got success in America. He went to Iran. He established a temple in Iran. He went to Africa, North, South, all over the world. He went. Russia is actually a totally different episode. When Krishna wants to give, Krishna will give like that. It's a little late. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I'm ending now. So it's gone like the way Madhvacharya is for Madhva Sampradaya, Ramanuja for Sri Sampradaya, and Vishnu Swami for Rudra Sampradaya, and Nimbarkacharya for Kumar Sampradaya. Srila Prabhupada is a founder for International Society for Krishna Consciousness for the next 10,000 years. So we'll end it now. Thank you. I'm ending. Thank you very much.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.